Do number 5.
Number 5. Okay, so I'm guessing it says write another equivalent fraction for 3/5. So I have 3/5 is 6/10. And then I have to figure it out. So recall that in order to get from here to there and here to there, I have to multiply by the same thing. I have to do the same thing to the top as I'm doing to the bottom. So from 3 to 6, I multiply times 2. So I'm also doing that to the bottom times 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. So anybody pick a number 3 through 10. 3 through 10. Anybody pick a number 3? Lucas, 3 through 10.
6.
6. All right, so we're multiplying both the top and the bottom by 6. Oops. I'm trying to do that. Times 6, okay? So 3 times 6 gives me 18. 5 times 6 gives me 30. That is an equivalent fraction to 6/10 and 3/5. Those are all the same thing. Basically, what's happening, if we can imagine our pizza, it's just getting split into smaller and smaller parts, okay? There's just more parts to that pizza. Lucas, what question would you like to see?
Number 9. No, 8.
Number 8. All right, let's take a look at number 8's question. It says, Harry's gift grotto ordered 1,000 feet of ribbon. Each day, the store uses 200 feet of it for wrapping gifts. Let Y equal the unknown number of days. Write a number sentence to show how many days the ribbon will last. So the store uses 200 feet for wrapping gifts each day, right? Let Y equal the unknown number of days. So what we want to say, we know that in total, the amount of ribbon is 1,000. So the total is 1,000. So that automatically eliminates choice A. It cannot be choice A. Our answer has to equal 1,000, our equation, I should say. Now, between B and C, which one do you think is better? Which one shows us the amount of days? Olive.
B.
I think so too, because B is saying, oh, I used 200 yards of ribbon and I'm multiplying it by the amount of days I'm using the ribbon. While C would give us the same answer because they're substituting Y for that 200. The thing is that you are assuming information for that Y plus Y plus Y plus Y. The B one really tells us a better answer. If there was an extension, what would Y equal? How many days would it take for the ribbon to run out? What do you think, Olive, sorry.
20.
It would be less than 20. 200 times something. What was that?
2.
It would be more than that. It would actually be 5. If I do 5 times 200, I will get 1,000. So if we had an extension, we could say that Y equals 5. It doesn't ask for that. It just asks you to come up with the correct equation. Like I said yesterday, I do want to reinforce this. On Friday, you were asked to write 2 equations and solve. Some of us just solved and wrote 0 equations or number sentences. You have to show both. All right, What other questions would you like to see? Charlotte.
Can you please do number 12?
12, perfect. All right, so we have an angle. I'm guessing what is the measure of WXY? So I'm going to zoom in again. Come on, zoom. Focus. There we go. It's really having a hard time focusing today. All right, there we go. All right, so our angle, when we have an angle, it starts off at 0 and it opens up along that way. So when it opens up going to the right, I'm imagining that this is opening like that. I'm reading the numbers on the outside. So I'm going to take my highlighter. I'm reading the numbers on the outside, not the inside, the outside. And I can see that my line is right there, right? So I can see that this XY, ray XY, goes right in between 100 and 110. What number sits between 100 and 110, halfway through? Hank?
105.
105 degrees. So that is how I would label the measurement of angle WXY. Which other questions would you like to see? I'm going to ask, if you haven't asked for one yet, I've heard from a few of you already. Lucas, I've already answered one of your questions. I want to see if anybody else has a question before I take repeat people. Mason.
Number 4.
Number 4. Let's see here. Number 4 says round 7,622 to the nearest 100. Now, it's been a while since we've done rounding. It was a kind of a hard section, 7,622. We're rounding it to this place value. That 6 is the number that either stays the same or goes up 1. We have to look at its neighbor in the tens place. That neighbor in the tens place is a 2. If my number is 0 through 4, my number stays the same. If it's 5 to 9, it gets rounded up. Well, I have a 2, so that tells me to round down to stay the same. So I have 7,600 is my answer. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will do one more. Lucas, which one would you like to see?
Number 2.
Which one?
Number 2.
2. 7 million equals blank times 10. Now that looks like it's a complicated one, but keep it in mind, you know place value. So remember, times 10, you're just going one place value to the left, right? You're going up one more place value. So what's one place value less than our millions? What is one place value less than the millions place value? Charlotte?
10,000?
Nope. One place value less than the millions. Olive?
100,000.
100,000. So I know my answer has to be in the 100,000s. Now there has to be a number out front. 10 times 7 million. So I have to do 10 times 700,000 in order to get 7 million. My answer on the line is 700,000. Okay, we've done 5. You will be doing on your independent workday, you will be having to do number 51. As a reminder, you have to do I would like you to do number 10. You can't cross it out. You have to try number 10 tomorrow on 51. I want you to really circle number 10 and maybe right next to it, try it. Because I got to tell you, it's not the only time you're going to come across double digit times double digit tomorrow. I'll be getting into that in a moment. So with that being said, close this, and in your red folder, you were given, and no, there's not a digital copy of this. You have to find it. You were given a multiplication page that looked like this. It says multiplication chart. Yep, James, I see that you've got it. If you look at your screen, you can see mine. I already was talking about this earlier, that we were going to do this. This is a multiplication chart. You're filling in facts, and I'm giving you 5 minutes to do so. Have you ever done one of these before? So I'll tell you how it works. They match up. So like 1 times 1, I would put 1. So all my facts for times 1 would go in this line. All my facts times 2 is that second line. All my facts times 3 is that third line. And so on and so forth, all the way down to times 10. Okay? Do you have any questions about this? Give me a thumbs up if you have your paper in front of you. It only is going to work if we all are on the same page and doing this together. Hey, Carter, you can go ahead and go to your math Zoom. Remember, you're with Mr. Ayers for math.
Okay.
I didn't notice that you were still in here. Sorry. So like I said, we're going to take 5 minutes and you're going to fill out as many as you can in that 5-minute time span. So I'm going to put my timer up on the board, and you are going to fill out as many facts as you can in that 5 minutes. But wait, you shouldn't get started yet. I have to tell you when to start. Okay? If you happen to finish before 5 minutes, then awesome. All right, timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Zoom recording. Okay, so our first question says, color any squares brown, any squares with these answers brown. So my suggestion to you is you might want either a piece of paper or your whiteboard to work on these questions as well. You're not going to be able to just, you're not typing them into your calculator. That's not going to help you at all. you are going to figure out these questions. So our first one says 338 times 2. And we can solve it however you want. I don't care. Do you want to, what do you guys want to do? Standard algorithm? What's up? Olive, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it?
Maybe do standard algorithm.
Sure. 338 times 2. So I write that. And I have a little piece of paper, maybe a whiteboard, something to write on. 8 times 2. What do we get? Olive.
16.
16. I regroup 1. 2 times 3. 2 times 3. I know you guys know 2 times 3. You guys just filled it out on your paper. Jaylee.
6.
6 plus 1 more is 7. And then you just answered for me 3 times 2 again, and that's 6. So our answer is 676. So any answer that we see in the second page that is 676, I'm going to color that answer brown. So any square I see with the number 676, I'm going to color brown. Now, what's the issue? If I turn my page and I don't see 676, it's not anywhere on the page, my answer then must be incorrect, right? If it's not there, if it's not a choice, it must be incorrect and I have to redo my math. So that's why I'm saying that this is a little bit different than we've ever done. So I'm going to just scan my rows and check for 676. And I'm going to color that when I get to it. Ooh, I see ones right here. 676. Oh, another one. I see another couple in that row. Oop. There's a lot of 676s. And, you know, there might be another one in here and it might come up to me as I'm filling out the rest of it. I do not see another instance of it though.
I do.
Where?
At the bottom.
Oh, I
It's at
see.
the bottom.
I see it. Thank you. At the very bottom row. Very good. So we have 676. 676.
Two on the bottom.
Yep, I got the 2 on the bottom. You just can't see my page. There we go. Okay. Charlotte.
I can't find my Christmas by number. I looked in the black.
It's in your red folder, Charlotte. If your parents picked up the stuff, it's in a red folder.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. There's just no digital copy of this. It has to be done on paper.
While you were talking, computer was glitching, so maybe that's why I must have missed her.
Okay, that's fine. Did you find your red folder?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Can we move on to the next question? All righty. I'm going to give you just a few moments to finish up. Remember, your answer's still there. So if it's the coloring part you're still on and you have to move back to it, it's okay. Not the end of the world. If you want, I think you should do question, color, question, color. That way, you know, you're not all of a sudden at the end realizing maybe you have some incorrect answers, right? I think that's probably the easiest way to go about it. Okay, let's see here. 5,229 times 5. That's our next one. Maybe solving again by standard algorithm. So 5 times 9. What do I get with 5 times 9? Olive?
45.
45. I regroup the 4. 5 times 2. Hank?
10.
10 plus 4 is 14. Again, 2 times 5 is 10, but plus 1 is 11. 5 times 5. That's a new one. 5 times 5. 5 times 5. Charlotte?
25.
25. 25 plus 1 is 26. So 26,145. 26,145. So again, it's brown. We're looking for 26,145. And I'm looking in the first row. I don't see anything in the first row. I go to the second row and I keep going. Oh, and I see it in that first brown row that we had 676. 26,145. 26,145. Oh, and I see another one right below. Now there might become a point where you might say, oh, I think I know what it is. I don't want you just to guess by coloring. You have to fill it in based on the numbers that they ask you to color. And I keep going.
There's a couple at the bottom.
Yep, I see them. Thank you, Mason. I just got to them. Awesome. Boop.
There is one on the side where the 2 are on the right.
Uh-huh. 26. Over on the right side. My eyes are having a hard time. I'm sure I will find it. My old eyes, though, are having a hard time. I'm sure it's there. I might find it when I have more of them colored. But I trust that you guys can all find all of the 26,145s. And then we're going to round out the category with a matrix model question. So when you're ready, you're going to have your matrix model on your paper. You can also use the back, or you can use, yep, excellent. You can do it right there on your whiteboard. So we have 85 times 17. And I'm going to draw my little matrix model. I'm not going to put everything in there that I had been. I am going to write the little equations, but I'm not going to write 10s times 10s. 85 times 17. So my first square is 80 times 10. 5 times 10. 80 times 7. And 5 times 7. Go ahead and set that up and we will start to fill it in momentarily. Okay, so 80 times 10. Somebody help me out. What is 80 times 10? 80 times 10. You want to take a guess, Charlotte? So you raise your hand and put it down.
80 times
10.
80 times 10 equals 90.
No, that would be if I was adding it. Mason?
800.
800. 10 times 5 or 5 times 10? Charlotte?
50.
50. 80 times 7. 80 times 7. Olive?
560.
560. And 5 times 7. 5 times 7. Olive?
35.
35. So across, I add 800 plus 50, I get 850. 560 plus 35. I have to use some mental math there, and I get 595. I add that. 0 plus 5 is 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 5 more. 9 plus 5 more is 14. 1,445. So I take that answer and I put it on that final line, 1,445. Okie doke. And let's go ahead and color it in. So 1,445. So I go and I find that answer.
I just found 2.
Good. I have already found some as well. Honestly, I forget what the picture is going to end up looking like. It's been a while. And it looks like that whole line ended up being colored brown.
You missed one on that one.
Did I now? Where did I miss one?
There's one missing. It's earlier.
26,000.
On the right.
145
On the
minutes.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 26,145. That's probably what Jaylee was trying to point out earlier. Okay. So for right now, that might be what I have for Brown. There might be more that pop up when I, like I said, there might be one I forget to fill in. It's okay. I will get back to it. Mason.
There's some on the bottom.
I've already colored in the ones on the bottom. You just can't see mine. Anyways, I was going to do blue, but then I saw that there was more matrix model with gray. And I do want to point out some more examples of matrix model. So I am going to do the light gray box. So that's the one on the top right. Matrix model for 2 out of the 3. Well, let's first start with 707 times 8. So I'm going to take my little scrap page and do 707 times 8. Now you can see why this is a 2-day activity, because it does kind of take us a while. So I have it set up 707 times 8. Don't forget, unless you're answering a question, you're staying on mute. That way, our internet is not kind of going back in and out, and then we can't hear everything going on. All right, 8 times 7. Somebody help me out. 8 times 7. We're doing 707 times 8. Charlotte, I see your, oh, yeah, Charlotte.
8.
8. Just 8. 7 times 8.
55. 55.
Actually a little bit more, but you're really close. It's 56. So I write a 6 and I regroup the 5. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 5 more. We get 5. And then we just did 8 times 6, which gave us 56. So we have an answer of 5,656. Mason, do you have a question? Mason, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, so 5,656 is our answer. So I write that on that line, 5,656, and I find a light gray. So this could work if you find a light gray in your thing. My colored pencils only come with 1 gray. So maybe for my light gray, I just press a little lighter, right? And then on my dark gray, I press a little darker. Okay? So I'm going to find 5,656. 5,656. And I already have some in the first line. So remember, this is the light gray one. Again, I said if you can't find a color, you can substitute it with something that is somewhat similar without being a repeat of something else. Again, I can't remember what the picture is, so I can't tell you for sure if a big color difference will make your picture not look correct. 2. There's a lot of them in here. I might have gotten them all. I don't know for sure. I might have to go back, but I've got a lot of them covered. So that one was light gray, light gray. Okay, I'm going to go back to my sheet so we can at least do 2 more matrix model ones before I release you. Remember, this isn't due today. You're getting a really good start on it because this is what you're doing for your independent work tomorrow, okay? Your independent work for tomorrow. I really wanted to introduce it to you guys before, so you wouldn't have any questions about it when you're working on it tomorrow. So my next matrix model is 89 times 25. So if I do 89 times 25, I have my little matrix model square I'm setting up. I split it up into my 4 parts. 89 times 25. And I do my first square. What is 80 times 20? 80 times 20. Charlotte?
$80 times 20 equals
1,600. 1,600. Good. 20 times 9. 20 times 9. Olive.
180.
180. 80 times 5. 80 times 5. Charlotte. 40 tenths. 40 tenths, so that's 400. Good. 5 times 9. 5 times 9. 5 times 9. Charlotte, 5 times 9. Thank you for helping, Charlotte.
45. So
45. No, it stays 45. It's just ones times ones. 45.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that can be a little confusing. 1,600 plus 180. I get 1,780. 400 plus 45. 445. And my answer, when I add them together, 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 7 is 8 plus 4 more is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. I should have an answer of 2,225. 2,225. Okay, and that is a light gray. So I'm going to open up my thing, 2,225. Oh, and I already see one in the top line. Light gray. The gray seems to really be a lot of my picture. I wonder what it could be. Any guesses so far about what you think the picture is? I have no idea. Olive, what do you think?
I think it's Santa's sleigh.
You think it's Santa's sled. Anybody else? Another guess? Charlotte?
I think it's like a toy that one of the elves made, kind of like, for example, like a bear, kind of.
Okay. I mean, both I think are really good answers, and it could be either. We'll have to see. Like I said, have no idea. I cannot remember. I think my class did this one last year, but we also had a few other ones, so I'm not remembering. Again, very unsure. I think it could be a whole host of things. We're going to do one more together, and that's 59 times 59 on the first page. And then I'll open it up to questions. So 59 times 59. So again, I want to draw my little matrix square on my scrap page in the spring. Maybe when we do our air test, your paper will end up looking like this paper where you have all these questions all written out all over the place. And you'll have to sort through where your answers are. Mine are a little bit messy right now. 59 times 59. So we're doing 50 times 50. We're doing 50 times 9. We're doing 50 times 9 again. And we're doing 9 times 9. So that's kind of nice. We have two of the same answers. All righty. 50 times 50. Olive?
1,000.
A little bit more. Think about 5 times 5.
10,000.
Roll back. 5 times 5. What is 5 times 5?
10.
That's 5 times 2.
Sorry.
Remember, 5 times 5. I think we're getting them confused. Yep. What do you think it is?
25.
Yes, 25. 2,500. Remember the 2 zeros. 50 times 9. What do you think, Lucas? 50 times 9. You're on mute.
What?
I said, what is 50 times 9?
50 times.
What is 5 times 9?
45.
Yeah, so we have 450, right? We have that 2 times on here, 450. And then 9 times 9. 9 times 9. Lucas, you have your hand raised again. What is 9 times 9?
81.
81. Good job. All righty, so I add across 2,500 plus 450. That is, let me just double check, because I mean, the numbers are getting kind of big and I want to be double checking. 0592, 2,950. 450 plus 81. I am definitely going to have to write that one down. 8 plus 0 is 1. 5 plus 8 is 13. 1 plus 4 is 5. So I have 531. Yeah, just want to double check all my math. 0 plus 1 is 1. 5 plus 3 is 8. 9 plus 5 is 14. 2 plus 1 is 3. My answer should be 3,481. 3,481. And I open up to my second page. 3,481, and I already see it in my first line. That makes me happy because that makes me say we got our math correct. And I fill in my answers. A lot of gray on this. If there's a square you happen to mess up and you color it the wrong thing, either try to erase it if you're using colored pencils, or just you're gonna have to color over top of it, right? Because I mean, this is the only copy you have of it, and I can't get you another one. Ooh, 2 on top of each other. Again, I'm having no clue as to what this is. But anyways, we have the 2 squares filled in. If you want, at this time, you can open up, your Christmas color by number, and you could start inputting some of those answers into that Google Doc. So that brown one, I would put 676. And the next line, for some reason it didn't write that, 676. And then my next line, I would put in 26,145. 85 times 17 was 1,445. My light gray, I've already filled in 5,656. My next one, 2,225. Oops, 25. And then 59 times 59 was 3,481. So tomorrow you can continue working on this, but it is already 1:56. Remember at 2:15, you're kind of wrapping up your day and checking over your other assignments to make sure you're doing your work. I don't want you spending, until 5 o'clock trying to finish Christmas color by number 3 when you have time tomorrow to work on it. But you have, blue, red, yellow, green, dark gray, orange. You guys are already sitting, have a lot of the colors filled in. You do have some more problems to solve, but like I said, you have some independent time to work on this tomorrow. And